Shri Rajeev Chandrasekhar. You have 3 minutes only. And you are a pilot, so you understand the importance of time, I think.
We give 3 minutes of our party also.
Thank you.
Okay, 5 minutes.
Sir, thank you, sir.
No, but your name was not there, so you can't give any time.
Sir, this discussion is, sir, thousands of crores and 6 years overdue. And sir, while I completely support the government's determination to reform public subsidy spending, I also welcome the statement by the Honorable Finance Minister that privacy is a fundamental right. So while I say that, sir, I must say I find the recent opposition to Aadhaar by my friends in the opposition, both in the Congress and the left, slightly amusing and somewhat perplexing. Because all since 2010, when Aadhaar was being rolled out, I did not hear a peep from them on issues of privacy, lack of debate, lack of legislation. While there were a few who kept raising this issue, I did not find any voices from that side. But be that as it may, sir, I will quickly make a few broad points. So first of all, I congratulate the government for doing what the UPA government did not do, that is to have a debate that will cut through the hyperbole and the spin and the Will Durant 1930s revolution that has characterized Aadhaar. I think it is important that we have a reasonable, rational, decent conversation about what Aadhaar really is. And in that, sir, I think it's important that the House knows that the Aadhaar is simply a biometric database that contains 3 pieces of information. It contains name, age, and address. And it contains his or her biometric information. Sir, somebody in the UPA must explain why thousands of crores were spent in this database that still cannot identify a citizen versus non-citizen. Is it the contention that subsidies, taxpayer-funded subsidies, would be given to illegally staying migrants in this country and non-citizens? It is a question that needs to be answered, and while we will go around and round in circles about 15%, 20% illegality, the fact is non-citizens and illegal migrants are going to be allowed to avail subsidies under the Aadhaar scheme. So, sir, the question that I pose to the government on this issue is, what is the government's contention on the issue of non-citizens getting subsidies, taxpayer-funded subsidies? I would like the government to clarify that this is not their intention, but rather forced on them due to how the Aadhaar was built. So the second point is this issue of identity proof. Clause 4.3 and Clause 57 implies that Aadhaar will be used as identity proof for non-subsidy related. That is how I read it, sir. So this is very, very dangerous. And as Praful Bhai was saying, given the fact that the verification process in Aadhaar has been, I'm using the politically correct phrase, loose, large parts of that database are fake, as many members know. To use the Aadhaar database as an identity proof into further upstream documents like passport, driving license, election ID is essentially creating a trapdoor in the Aadhaar database to create identity laundering. We have heard of black money laundering, but currently if Aadhaar is used as an identity proof under section 4.3 and 57, it will be identity laundering. And there is nothing to prevent David Headley from getting Aadhaar, and if Aadhaar is used as identity proof, from getting an Indian passport and many such friends of David Headley. So sir, I firmly oppose 4.3 and 57 or any implication of Aadhaar being used as an identity proof for non-subsidy related functions, sir. Sir, I compliment the government. They have done an excellent job in widening the protection under Aadhaar. That protection section, protection of information section under the original bill was, as the leader of the House said, completely non-existent. The privacy rights here under the bill are
BJP is given time.
Very positive, sir. And section 43A of the IT Act, sir, it's a good thing, but I want to just draw the attention of the government to 2 basic problems under 43A. One is the fact that these cyber tribunals are inactive. And so therefore there is a legitimate question to be posed, are these protections enough for privacy? And the second, sir, is, and this I think was touched on by my friend Jairam Ramesh, who talked about my courage of conviction, and I can assure him that there is no dilution in that ever and will not be. that is there a way of bringing the Jan and the Yojana and all of the databases that are going to be used to target subsidies under this act, or possibly to bring an overarching privacy legislation into Parliament that covers them, sir? Sir, I will go into other issues during the amendments, but let me quickly point one point, sir. Sir, clause 33, and I completely agree with the Leader of the House that under national security conditions, interception should be permissible. But, sir, I would suggest that for fair, just, and reasonable, that an inclusion of a legal oversight in that committee, not just a cabinet secretary, but having somebody like the Attorney General or a retired judge, would be effectively making the fair, just, and reasonable argument better, sir. Sir, let me end. I'll just end, sir. I am supportive of the government's decision to go ahead with this very flawed platform that they inherited. But let us do so, sir, in a manner where the flaws are recognized and acknowledged, so that the Aadhaar's use is limited and cautiously directed in areas where they do not cause any other damage. In future, sir, a repaired and cleaned up Aadhaar has to be integrated to work with other databases like JDY, LPG, mobile, etc., sir, to direct public spending more effectively with less leakage and corruption, sir. Thank you, sir. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much.